Support for the Lancast is provided by Whiny Way Books and Pennsylvania College of Art and Design.
Welcome to the Lancast. I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Keith Slesser. On this episode of the Lancast, we speak with Jasmine Grimm from Ruby Inc.
Jasmine shares about her goal to help women look their best by dressing for their body types.
So chicks will look at each other and say, I really like your shoes, I like your hair, I like this. And then you just kind of start a dialogue and say, I got it at fill in the blank. And then really what I've learned is when you start talking about your own insecurities, you find that all women have all sorts of insecurities. And once you're transparent enough and you say, I struggle with that too, they kind of say, wow, I never guessed that. And then you develop a conversation from there. And really they start telling you about all their pain points, whether it's their boobs are too big. I can't believe I'm talking to guys about this, but so, whether their boobs are too big or, they have a mom butt or whatever, everybody has something they don't like, and we're just really honest about it. And then really what they learn is that they're not the problem. It's just the clothing that they're wearing for their body type isn't the correct thing. In
the second half, we relax a little and talk martial arts with Jasmine.
It's an Israeli form of martial arts where they teach counterattacks. So, Chris will teach you how to take guns out of people's hands, and, if you get pushed up against the wall, he breaks things down into really simple, actionable steps so that not only can you get away from the wall, but hopefully you can unleash an ass whooping in the process. But
enjoy the conversation. Welcome to the show, Jasmine.
Thanks for having me, David.
Let's talk a little bit about Ruby Inc.
Sure.
Where did this idea come from?
Well, it started with women asking me how to teach them how to dress. But really, it started quite a few years before that. When I was about 14 or 15, my parents' business went under. So I had to figure out a way to provide clothing for myself. And what I did was I went in my parents' basement and I prayed to God that their clothes from the 60s and 70s wouldn't fit. And unfortunately, they did. So I went to school and I got teased a lot and called into the principal's office, and everybody asked me why I was rebelling. But really, it's just because I was poor. But from that experience, I learned how to shop at Goodwill and how to find high-end brands for a dirt cheap price. And really over time, I just developed my own sense of style. And then other people wanted to emulate it. So the business of Ruby Inc. really came out of that. What
was the first time where you realized that you could make a business out of something you were just doing to basically make yourself look good?
So my husband actually came up with the idea. We both graduated from the Whitman School of Business in Entrepreneurial Studies and Small Business Management, and we went there through the EBV program, which is called the Entrepreneurial Boot Camp for Veterans with Disabilities. And my husband said, "Why don't you turn a business out of what you love to do, which is shopping for clothes, into a real business?" So that's exactly what I did, and it started off as a really simple idea. And then because I had the EBV program backing me, it grew really fast, and they provided all sorts of legal work for me for free and logos, and then the clients have just kind of been pouring in ever since.
How do you find a client, or is this more of I imagine you probably don't walk up to somebody and say, "Wow, that looks terrible on you, I could help." but how did your client base build? Or how did you?
Sure. So girls kind of flirt with each other with clothing. I know that sounds really sexy and all, but
wow,
you can kind of wander with that. But
not right now.
later tonight. But so chicks will look at each other and say, I really like your shoes, I like your hair, I like this. And then you just kind of start a dialogue and say, I got it at fill in the blank. And then really what I've learned is when you start talking about your own insecurities, you find that all women have all sorts of insecurities. And once you're transparent enough and you say, I struggle with that too, they kind of say, wow, I never guessed that. And then you develop a conversation from there. And really they start telling you about all their pain points, whether it's, their boobs are too big. I can't believe I'm talking to guys about this, but so, whether their boobs are too big or, they have a mom butt or whatever, everybody has something they don't like. And we're just really honest about it. And then really what they learn is that they're not the problem. It's just the clothing that they're wearing for their body type isn't the correct thing. So I say, if you tried something like this, I bet it would work, and it kind of develops from there. But no, I don't tell chicks, your butt looks fat in that. I try to do the opposite. I really try to build them up, because it's pretty crushing to be a girl and, you feel like your wealth is built up in how you look. Guys don't really struggle with that, do you?
Not at all.
No.
Really?
I think we do to a certain point, but it's not the same.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I think guys just don't want to admit that they struggle with their how they look.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's true.
Have you seen me? I struggle.
I think it's an honest thing that people should talk about. Like, so often we walk around with a facade, but I don't know. How do guys struggle with something like that? I never really thought about that before.
I don't know.
We're not at liberty to say. We actually have
the other men will kill us.
Actually sign a thing. And if this airs and men hear other men talking about this, we will be branded and it will be over for us forever. We're dead. Actually, we're probably dead now.
Keep man code. I understand.
No, but I don't know. For me, I was a little bit different, I guess, in my experience of growing up. Like, everyone kind of went either like preppy jock or kind of nerdy or whatever. And I was just very weird in high school, where I would just wear, like, I would buy the flashiest shirt, the ugliest shirt I could find. And I would just wear that and then that kind of defined me because I was different. And then it kind of molded into just wearing business suits in high school all the time. Really? Yeah, of course, from Goodwill, because then I was poor too. But like, I would always dress up, wear tie every day. But yeah, I mean, even now, like, I don't know, like, I have a style, and I feel like if I deviate from that, like, I don't have as much confidence in what I'm doing.
Right. Yeah, it really impacts your self-confidence.
Yeah, I think that's probably, I don't know with girls as much, but with guys, it's more of I've got a specific, thing I used to have dreadlocks, or like there's always something I try to do that just makes me, like, just slightly not like everybody else, like, just like kind of I'm growing a beard, which is like everybody else, but I'm going to just let it grow and dread it. No, I'm just I think with guys, it's probably more of a physique. Not the same. I mean, I guess girls are the same way that we're about their physique, but guys, it's more about trying to put off that macho. Even though there's other things that might not be as macho that we'd be interested into, but it's trying to put off that, like, oh, I'm a tough guy. I don't knit or do anything like that.
No, you don't knit.
But I do. But that's but try those things are secret. It's like we don't want people to see that kind of thing. But
I don't know if it's a macho thing for me. I guess I've always thought of it as, like, clean cutness. Mm-hmm. If that makes any sense. Like,
well, you dwarf most people that stand next to you, so I don't know if it would be a macho thing for you, because you're kind of like R.
Because I'm basically as macho as it comes.
Right. I mean look at that. There's testosterone just pouring out of here.
But I want to take a step back. When you were talking about your business school, you mentioned disabled veterans.
Yes.
Did you serve?
I didn't, but my husband, Corey, he served in Kuwait, and where else did you serve, honey? I think England, Japan, Alaska, and Iraq too, right? And he served for 6 years, and he was a staff sergeant in the U.S. Air Force. And as a result, I was able to go to school for free.
Wow, that's really cool.
I'm pretty proud of him.
Thanks for your husband's service, definitely.
Yeah. Thanks, honey.
He's right here.
Good job.
No one else can see
He's
him.
silent. He won't talk. We've tried.
He's scorning at us for telling about the man. I hate you guys.
So you talked a little bit about building up self-esteem for women. You tell us a little bit about, you said you were shopping at thrift stores. Tell us a little bit about the economy of this business.
Sure. What I try to do is I try to teach women how to shop exactly where they like to shop. So if it's someone on more of a limited budget, they can get looks that look very similar to a runway style, but they could get them at Goodwill. So, for $60, they could have an entire season of clothing. Or if it's someone who has a bigger budget, we can go to Niemen Marcus, or we can go to Kohl's. But I want to meet people right where they are. And I don't want someone to feel like they're not worth something just because they can't spend more money to do so. So that's really important to me. But pretty much everything I buy is at Goodwill, mainly because I'm cheap. And I also like bringing home bags and bags of clothes and show my husband, like, hey, look what all I got. And the rule in the house is if I can spend $100 there, then I should just go ahead and do it, because how many other pairs of clothes can you get for $100?
Right.
Not really many. But yeah, that's really important to me.
You actually go shopping with them?
I do.
To pick up the stuff?
I do. What I do is I can't believe I'm talking to guys about fashion, but you guys are just going to have to bear with me. So I find women's natural silhouette, And, you know, maybe they have, you know, bigger boobs, or maybe they have a tiny little waist, or however it is. And I try to find clothing that works with their natural silhouette. And then I figure out what kind of style they're looking for. It might be bohemian or minimalist, or they might like a combination of styles. And I do this by using new technology like Pinterest or my iPad. And from there, I can kind of see where they want to go. And then I take them into stores, sort of like What Not to Wear, but right here in Lancaster. And I teach them how to get that style from the ground up with all the resources that we have right here in the county.
Have you ever seen that, I don't know if they still have it there, but they used to have it at King of Prussia, that like computer thingy that they step in and it like measures I don't know how it does it, but somehow it measures the actual shape of whoever goes in there, man or woman, and then suggests jeans that would fit their body type. Does that actually work?
It does.
Okay.
Those programs are awesome. It can't teach you how to develop style, but it can help you find clothing that works for your body type. So I highly recommend them. And so, like, for example, it might tell me that, like, Abercrombie jeans fit me in one particular size, cut, and color to go for that. But that's what it's really good for, and it's free. So if you want to drive out to King of Prussia to do it, I highly recommend it.
So it is still there?
It is.
Yeah.
What is it like studying someone's form? I mean, does it just kind of come to you right away, or do you go and meet with them before you go shopping? And how do you kind of go about figuring that out?
Sure. So I'm not looking for, like, so often, I don't know if guys do this, but when women are looking in the mirror, like, they always fixate on these tiny little things. Like, I don't know if your wife does it or if you have a girlfriend and she does it, but they focus on their imperfections. Like, they might not like a whisker, or they might not like cellulite, and they can't see past that. So really, I'm just teaching them, like, okay, maybe you're muscular, or maybe you're curvier. And we focus on some of their more beautiful attributes, and then we just camouflage the ones that don't work. And we do that by meeting ahead of time, and then sizing them up. And then I go home and I send them an email that tells them all the different fabrics and stuff that work for their body types. And then we go shopping together, and 9 times out of 10, I hit it out of the park.
Wow.
So how do you guys shop?
Well, Keith and I basically just get tight white T-shirts because we're so muscular.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we just go out like that.
Lots of spandex.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Spandex,
They're actually
yeah.
wearing spandex now.
Right,
but-
we are.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very...
It might be cold out, but these
But you know what?
tight white T-shirts are hot.
Sometimes fashion takes a sacrifice.
That's true. It hurts to be beautiful. You guys look good in those banana hammocks. It's classic.
I think Keith likes your humor.
Oh man, that's hilarious. That's great.
You asked how do we shop?
I do. I'm curious how, because I know dudes are all about comfort.
Yeah, man. We are. I'm weird. Go ahead, Keith. I'll save my weirdness for later.
Yeah, I'm kind of about comfort. I don't know. I'm probably a more. I don't know that I can represent all men perfectly, because I'm more of a. I do actually have certain styles that I like to wear. You know, I like I like button-up shirts, but my neck, for the length of my arms, the size of my neck is too big. And so shirts never fit me. So I've actually went on YouTube myself and found out how to tailor a shirt.
That's awesome.
I actually buy extra large shirts so that it fits my neck, but I hate the blousey ugly thing. So I actually will put them on. And I did the first time I did it with one shirt, I had my wife pin it, and I sewed it. And then now every other shirt that I buy, I just lay that shirt on top of it and trace it and then sew it up. And so I actually tailor my own shirts and stuff. So it's not good enough to start a business though, because I don't really do that great of, I do a good enough job so that the shirt stays together.
There are 2 things that impressed me about that. First, that you know how to tailor, and second, that's the first time I've ever heard a man say blouse. So I'm very impressed by that.
Really?
It is. First time ever. But no, that's really cool. Like, when I take chicks out shopping, I think it's really important that they get their clothing tailored, because so often you see these girls squeezing in things or hiding behind clothes, and either way, it's just not okay.
It's funny. I really wanted to, and my wife wouldn't do it with me. I wanted to make my own body form, so I could put stuff on it, but that's my body,
Right?
Which you can do it with a big T-shirt and duct tape. I found a YouTube video about it. It's great.
So how do you do that?
You basically put the T-shirt on, okay? And you hold your, and you have someone just duct tape it so that it's tight enough that it's tight on you, but not so tight that you can't breathe. And then you just keep wrapping it around, just layering the duct tape on, and then you cut up the back of the t-shirt and then slide out of it. And then that t-shirt basically just holds that form. You close it back up, and the duct tape, it's like a cast form of your body type. You might want to use this technique.
I might. I've never. I mean, what made you look that up on YouTube, though?
I don't know. I had trouble.
I mean, if it's like a fantasy
I'm not gay.
story,
But
you
I
don't
might
have
be.
to tell
I don't
me.
know. What made me look it up is it took me forever to get my first shirt tailored because my wife just didn't have time to sit and pin it all for me.
That's
and
cool.
I wanted to do it myself. And so I thought if I wanted to do anything else myself, if I had already like a upper body cast of my upper body self, I could just put the shirt on that and pin it. And I was actually looking into books on how to actually make my own shirts because I was interested in trying to make my own shirts for a while. But then I realized that it's extremely complicated to make clothing. So
That's cool.
and sewing a straight line up the seam is one thing. Actually like taking a roll of fabric and turning it into a shirt is an entirely different thing that I just don't know that I had the patience for. So,
But making a cast to yourself, that's totally within the realm of possibility.
Definitely, because it's made out of duct tape and an old T-shirt, and those are two guy things.
Right. I gotcha.
And how many guys can go in and say, "Hey, I made a cast of myself out of duct tape"? Actually, I had some of the girls.
How many guys want to say that?
Good point. Well taken. But how many guys can go have the girls at their work saying, "Oh, we can make one of those. I'd like to make one of those of myself." I'm like thinking, yeah, I could help you out. I can make one of those.
I like how you blamed your
See, I have
conversation.
I have conversations with women. Okay, conversations with women that actually want to talk about.
I don't
things with me. Because I talk about things they want to talk about.
Like
That's why
blouses.
I've been married for 10 years.
Ouch, burn.
There's this program online that you might like. It's called The Trunk, and now I don't work with guys. I think they're a little more high maintenance, but.
Ooh.
I'm not saying that being mean. Like, I mean it like guys tend to be a little more fussy with me when we go out shopping. So there's a program you might like. It's called The Trunk. And what you do is you tell them the kind of style that you like, and they will mail you a trunk of clothing. And you can try it on in your own home. And they're usually comfortable fabrics and styles that you like. And whatever you don't like, you send it back to them. So that could be a huge time saver for you, or you could put it on your...
Great business. Why do everybody have business ideas before me?
I don't know. It could work, though. So you might like it.
Wow.
But I'm curious about your outfit. What were you going to tell us
go
about
ahead.
that? Your weirdness,
Mr.
I think
Weird.
it was.
I don't own any jeans. I don't like them.
You don't own any jeans.
I haven't owned jeans since I was in middle school.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You're the second person I've heard say that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm weird. So it's just always slacks.
So you always run around in a banana hammock? You never actually wear the pants?
When you got it, flaunt it. That's the No, it's always been, like khakis or dress pants or something for me. Like, and it's always fit my style of more like business casual, even when I'm relaxed, which is always freaks out people. Like, I may not have left the house, and like people come over and be like, "Why are you dressed up? Like, we're not going anywhere." And
Seriously?
you haven't gone anywhere, and I'd be like, "This is just what I put on. I don't understand what the big deal is."
Do you wear sweatpants ever?
I wear sweatpants like for pajamas and stuff. So, it's just, I don't know what it is. I never enjoyed jeans.
No?
No, even as a kid, like I hated them. And so like I wore sweatpants until it became awkward. And my mom forced me to wear other things.
Wow, I've never met anybody who didn't like jeans. That's impressive.
So, can't say it's always the best choice. I probably run through pants faster than other people.
You think?
Just because they wear out. So.
Right, because khakis jeans are kind of like more durable, I guess.
Yeah. So it's when you show up to do like work or something, and I'll be wearing like an old, what I think is like a crappy pair of pants. People be like, "Why are you dressed up?" And I'll be like, "This is my painting pants."
These are my painting khakis.
They just don't have paint on them yet because I don't paint. So that's basically it. I mean, other than that, it's just my shirts are shirts, whatever.
That's a nice sweater. I like it.
Thanks.
Very classy. Argyle.
Yeah, man.
Dig it.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
It is.
Girls
It's very
compliment me on it. My guy friends make fun of me for it. So, hey, whatever.
Sweater.
So,
Well, we're going to take a short break, and afterwards we'll have more with Jasmine.
Winding Way Books has been a major supporter of us here at the Lancast, and Melody has a great deal that we'd like to share with you.
Right now, with any purchase of $25 or more, you can get a $5 gift card from a number of different Lancaster businesses.
So make sure you take advantage of this great deal and come on down to Winding Way Books, located at 106 West Chestnut Street in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And we're back on the Lancast with Jasmine Grimm. Jasmine, let's talk a little bit about you personally. We've got wind that you are a master of several martial arts.
No, I'm no master. I can.
You can't kick your husband's ass, though?
He's nodded. He said yes.
Because he's afraid.
but I'm no master, just at home.
So what kind of styles have you gotten yourself into?
Well, I've learned, and I haven't mastered it, but Chris Hurley at Direct Action Tactical teaches Krav Maga concepts and Jiu-Jitsu and Marine Corps martial arts. So it's a lot of fun. Like, it's a really great workout, and a lot of it is just practical self-defense and self-awareness. But
So wait, the first one's called what again? Krav
Maga.
Maga.
It's crab soup.
So you just that's what I was thinking of. Is it served chilled? I was wondering.
I'm not gonna say it.
Or did you just infect people? I don't know.
It's a Israeli form of martial arts where they teach counterattacks.
Okay.
So, like, Chris will teach you how to take guns out of people's hands, and like, if you get pushed up against the wall, he breaks things down into really simple, actionable steps, so that not only can you get away from the wall, but hopefully you can unleash an ass whooping in the process. But
Right.
he's a really
Sounds
great
cool.
teacher.
Sounds cool.
Have you ever watched the show Archer?
I haven't. What's Archer about?
It's
on
an
Netflix,
anime.
right?
It's an anime. Yeah, it's an
an animated
animated show.
About he's like basically James Bond, but he's
But he's a douche.
dick.
Yeah, he's
In one of the first episodes, he's supposed to train a guy. And every time someone says Krav Maga, I think of this. The guy's like, "What are we going to learn? Jiu-Jitsu?" And he's like, "What? Jiu-Jitsu? The losers martial arts? We learn Krav Maga here." Something like that. The joke's much funnier in context.
Yeah, when you actually watch the show, actually none of the jokes are funny unless you've seen the show. So
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to go home and watch it. Can
Yes.
I, like, Google it? And
Yeah.
yeah?
Netflix?
I think-
It's on Netflix.
yeah, I think
Okay.
it's on Netflix. Yeah,
At least the first season. So.
it's a great episode. Extremely offensive,
Excellent.
but that's it's supposed to be offensive, so it's great.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry so is there any other
Tangent.
styles that
Nice
you're
tangent.
Hey, don't make fun of me.
And whatever.
I'm asking a question here.
Yeah, don't make me get my kung
There's
fu
a
on
woman
you.
in the room,
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So. What other styles of martial arts have you studied?
Jiu-Jitsu. That's a lot of fun. And then, what else? That's kind of it.
So the two.
Yeah, they do Marine Corps
What's-
martial arts, but I don't really know the difference and all that stuff. I just know if you get on the ground, you hope for the best. But you guys do what? Kung Fu and did you say Taekwondo or?
I took Taekwondo and Muay Kwan.
Yeah? How old were you?
I was 15.
Okay. I thought you were going to say like 8 or 6.
No.
That would be my ability, I think, now.
I took it because I have a pin in my right hip and I had to learn how to walk again.
Really? How'd you do that?
I have what's called
One step at a time.
All right. I have what's called a slipped epiphysis, which is like basically the end of your hip that sits into your leg that fits into your hip socket. There's like a cap, and when you're younger, there's the cap, and then there's cartilage, and then there's the bone, and that cap's called the epiphysis, and when it slips onto the side of your bone. And so basically my leg was falling out of joint, like it wasn't fitting into the joint anymore. So they had to put a pin through my leg bone, through the epiphysis to hold it in place until the cartilage sealed, and then into my hip. So basically my one leg's pinned on. They almost had to do it to both sides because I have slipped epiphysis in both, but the one fused before it needed it. But anyway, so I had to learn to walk again, and they expected this really long process, and I was just like, breeze through it. And then I had a choice of physical therapy or martial arts because both teach you how to balance and how to carry yourself and stuff. And I chose martial arts because I wanted to be cool.
That's cool.
None of my friends were taking karate.
Right.
And so I started off.
Neither did you.
What's that? What did you say?
I said, neither did you.
Shut it. I started off with Mudo Kwan, and that lasted a little while. I remember, this is a funny story. So my mom had, I was a single child and just raised by my mother, and she had this thing about, never hit a girl, like, good stuff. So here I am in Mudo Kwan class, and they have make me spar with this girl, right? And I'm like, no instructions. I've only been going for a couple weeks. I know like a handful of moves, and she's got like the gloves on and like the hat, the helmet.
Did you get your ass whooped by a girl?
No. I didn't. Well, no one told me it was no contact. Like, we were supposed to pull your shots and freeze. And I knew like a handful of moves, and one was a knife movement with your hand to the temple, and I knocked the girl out.
Oh no!
She was wearing like thick padding too, and I hit her so hard she just goes bam on the ground, and my mom just started crying and like left.
Equal opportunity, man.
Equal opportunity. And they were like, "It's no contact," and I was like, "Nobody told me this," because the whole time he was giving instruction in the class, the guy forgot that he was teaching me how not to move my shoulders when I punch. So I was standing at a wall, punching this wall. So if I moved my shoulders, my knuckles would hit this wall, and
right.
it would hurt. So I've been doing that for like half an hour, and I totally missed the whole instructions. And he's like, "David, come over here and do this." And yeah, anyway.
Did you go back to class?
I did. I went back there for a little while, and then went out of business and switched to Taekwondo, which I enjoyed a lot more.
Did girls ever beat you up there?
No, the only girls in that class were like elementary class level.
Yeah.
So I took it for a couple years.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. One of the tests was again one of those things where you're supposed to hold the shots.
Right upside her head.
And they put me up against this girl that was like barely up to my waist. This little girl. They're like, "Okay,
I can't wait till my wife hears this story.
Everyone's far."
David would never hurt Amy. He's such a sweet guy. He knocked a girl out when he was 15.
It was kind of, I felt awesome, but I didn't feel awesome because my mom was crying.
I've gotten beat up by girls before. There was a girl named, this is the worst day of my life. It was a girl named Sissy, beat the crap out of me in this wrestling tournament in high school. But I think that like it was for states, but
was there mud involved?
There was no mud, no jello,
checking.
no oil,
checking.
nothing like that.
You know.
No, I wrestled for real in high school, and this girl, when they announced it, after she like creamed me in like 58 seconds, like I didn't know who she was, like I didn't know her from Adam, but they announced out loud like Jasmine got beat up by Sissy, and it was hands down the most embarrassing moment of my entire life. Like, Sissy, really? Her name couldn't have been like Brutus or something.
You really couldn't tell the difference between her and Adam? Like,
no, you really couldn't. Like,
she looked really manly then?
It wasn't that she looked manly. She ate me for breakfast.
'Cause I was thinking you couldn't tell the difference between a guy and a girl at this point, is what you're kind of saying.
You know, after you get the crap kicked out of you so royally, you
Doesn't
really
really
can't.
matter.
It doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter.
If you're eating Matt, it really doesn't matter.
Doesn't really matter.
But yeah, I'm sure that little girl feels the same way about you when you clocked her in the head.
Yeah, no, some stupid kid.
I got knocked out once by a guy.
That'll be a good story she can tell her kids. I'm sure she'll tell it better.
She doesn't have brain damage. Knocking her out.
That's great. Awesome.
So tell us about Kung Fu, Keith.
Kung Fu.
The legend continues.
That's what it was. It was actually
You
Kane.
just watched the show.
I just watched the show and learned the moves. He just kind of does this. Now, well, I took it down in Texas. I was down there. I was actually at Bible school.
Kung Fu at Bible school?
Yes, and it was actually at the school that I took. It wasn't an official. Yes, they wanted to do jujitsu because for the Old Testament, but it didn't. Never mind. No, but they So, I was the school was a Bible school, but it was the school was located in Dallas, and it was in like the ghetto of Dallas. It was in a really bad, and it was right, and it wasn't gated or anything. Like you lived on campus there, but like it was right in the ghetto, and there were people that had been mugged and robbed, on campus or different stuff like that. And so there's one. He was actually in the tech. He was the website. I don't know, what do they call the guy that runs the website anyway? But
Webmaster.
Webmaster, yes, it was the webmaster. Webmaster. He was the webmaster for the school, and but he also had taken trained kung fu. He claimed he trained under Bruce Lee. I don't know if that's true, but because I'm pretty sure they all claim they've trained under Bruce Lee, just because he's a famous name that did kung fu. But he started teaching a kung fu class, just for the students. It was free. Any of the students that wanted to take it it was basically a self-defense class, but kung fu was what he knew. So that's the self-defense that he taught. So, I took the kung fu class for the semester, which turned out like 6 months or something like that. Just basically learned basic, blocking techniques and how to use their body weight sort of against them and stuff when they're coming at you and stuff. So if you don't come at me just right, I can't block you.
And really slow.
And really slow. Wait, no, slower. Yeah. So, he was going to start training on like weapons and stuff. But so that's basically what I learned, in kung fu. I've sort of, since then I've another martial art, which is not really a fighting martial art necessarily, but I've sort of self-taught through videos myself, Tai Chi a little bit.
I thought you were seriously going to say yoga. Because you've been talking about yoga like...
I still taught myself yoga as well through videos, but Tai Chi and yoga, both technically sort of, they're not martial arts. Yoga's not a martial art, but
Do you do yoga?
I do yoga. I said do. I do also do yoga. Yes, I practice it almost every day. And it has really helped me a lot, actually. It really helps me to feel balanced just across my life and period in general. And this is the first, flu season I've gone through and not gotten sick. And I've not gotten sick at all, and I've been eating healthy and stuff. It's like a whole life-changing thing, yoga. But, and my wife would attest that I'm more relaxed most of the time, and we don't argue as much.
Really?
Yeah.
Downward Dog did all that.
Honestly, because it's mainly because I pretty much caused all of our arguments. I'll admit it now, except for the ones that I win.
And how many did you say you won?
Yeah. We won't go back to that. I don't like to brag. I don't like to brag about how all this. Yeah.
1 in 12 years.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
So, David.
I forgot to tell you that Jackie Chan taught my Taekwondo, so anytime you want me to teach you something
fresh.
Jackie Chan. I mean, Bruce Lee taught your guy, but Jackie Chan's the
but Bruce Lee didn't jump off buildings and stuff on the motorcycles and start them at the same time. He does his own stunts, but he did play Kato. Okay.
I'd kind of like to see you guys spar.
Yeah, I think
it could be like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I'll take it.
It would be exactly like Mortal Kombat.
It would be exactly
because I would probably start singing the Mortal Kombat theme and then just dancing.
Who would you be if you were a Mortal Kombat character?
Ooh, what character would you be?
I don't know. I want to say Sub-Zero because I like him.
I was going to say Scorpion.
That's what I was going to say. I like Scorpion.
Yeah. So you'd be. Yeah. I'd pin you for the four-armed guy.
No, I don't like that character because he's really, really hard to beat. But like Sub-Zero or Scorpion, probably Scorpion. He's got a cool name. I just like to finish him at the end. I think that's pretty classy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not a good video game player, but
yeah, neither am I. I can't play with.
My husband and I play Wii Bowling now and again, and
which is basically like Mortal Kombat.
Exactly.
It's very similar. Very similar. Especially when you lose. You're going down!
Do you guys play any other games?
I don't actually have a game system, so because I just can't play.
No.
I do have a PlayStation, but it's like ancient old PlayStation. I used to play
Lame Station.
Lame. It is a lame station. Yeah. Well, my favorite game on that was the James Bond, the GoldenEye, I guess, or whatever James Bond game, because it was fun.
That's cool.
To walk around and pretend I was James Bond. Lovely party.
I don't have a lot of time to play games, but I have an Xbox, and I like the Lego games.
Nice.
Because I'm 12. It's fun little puzzles, and you only have an hour to play, or half.
Okay, I play Angry Birds on my.
I love Angry Birds and Ragdoll Blaster. Have you ever played Ragdoll Blaster?
Oh yeah, where you knock it down the steps. Is that the one?
It's where you shoot these little dolls at random targets. That one's a lot of fun.
I didn't play that. I played this other one. I thought you said Ragdoll. It's like a little doll dummy that's at the top of these steps, and there's like all these different things, and you have to knock them down the stair. You can hit them in different angles and different, hardness, and you can knock them up in the air, and they fall down the steps, and they fall through all this stuff, and it racks up how many injuries you did to the doll.
That's awesome.
So. I forget what it's called, though.
I have the 80s arcade X-Men on my phone.
You do?
Which is awesome.
That's cool.
Because I'm like, 80s arcade X-Men, yeah.
Are you good at it?
No.
No?
I still like to play the first level because that's about as far as they get.
Corey and I play Angry Birds a lot together, and I definitely curse out the pigs now and again. So does my grandma. And Corey gets a little frustrated with those pigs every once in a while, too.
Have you played the Rio version?
I have.
It has, like, other than pigs, there's other birds. And it's hard.
It is. It's really challenging. But I like the bomb, and I like the one where...
the black guy that turns red. Yeah, that's my favorite piece. Whenever I have him, I was like, oh, man, I'm going to blow this whole stage away.
I think he's pretty tough.
Yeah, you know right where to put you place it right the right place, man. He just takes out the whole screen.
I like the guy that expands.
The guy that expands.
I think he's in the holiday in Angry Birds seasons.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
I didn't play through the seasons.
It's like this little tiny guy.
My least favorite is the boomerang guy.
He can fit in.
Because that bird is so stupid.
Yeah, I don't,
He is
I can never get it. I always hit it at the wrong place, and boomerang's too early, and I'm like, now I'm gonna. And I always just, because you can like just pause and exit and then start over right away. As soon as I throw the first one and it doesn't go right where I want it to go, I'm like, I'm starting over. I'm not even.
I do the same thing. That bird makes me so angry. But the blue one that like splits into three.
Yeah,
I like that one.
That one's cool too.
I
That's
dig
my
him.
second favorite, I think.
I agree with you. I think we have the same taste in birds.
Yes, we do.
the one I like, he's really tiny, and he can get the little tiny spaces, and then he goes boosh like a big balloon.
The tiny spaces.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't. That's not on the game that I have.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I have better stuff than you.
Well, yeah. Maybe you do, Mr. Jiu-Jitsu. Wait, you didn't do Jiu-Jitsu. You did Jiu-Jitsu. What did you do? Taekwondo.
Knocking out little girls.
Knocking out little girls.
I'm tough. What can I say? You don't want to mess with this. Well, Jasmine, thank you for coming by tonight and talking to us about Ruby Inc., as well as some of your interests, such as karate and stuff. If somebody would like to learn more about Ruby Inc., where can they go?
They can go to www.rubyinc.wordpress.com, or they can call me at 717-517-8266.
Thanks again for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
We hope you've been enjoying the Lancast.
This episode was produced by myself, David Moulton, with show notes by Keith and Lauren Slesser.
All pertinent links to this episode can be found in the show notes at thelancast.com.
If you specifically liked this episode, we ask that you consider making a donation.
Every little bit helps. Even $1 a show can keep us going.
If you'd like to help support us, you can do so by going to thelancast.com/donate.
And don't forget to subscribe in iTunes and tell a friend about the show.
So, for the Lancast, I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Keith Slesser.
Asking, are you in the cast?